endorsed, and I am so proud of that endorsement. It's the very first I want to have. Thank you, Judge Williams, and thank you for the professional job of emceeing you have been doing here today. Before I say another word, I want you to meet my family, who have been patiently over there, especially the one who's asleep. First, there are my two children, Catherine and John Norton, the one with the baby. Catherine has Down syndrome, and the lady sitting beside her is a lady I could not do without, and that is Ramel Howard, and Alexis Johnson, who also helps. Thank you, Ms. Howard. Thank you, Alexis. I just introduced half the family there, but the other half is sitting there with Justin Norton on her lap. That is Tiffany Norton. Tiffany, you don't have to get up. Not giving the role that you carry. Look, I have enjoyed this kickoff. You know, for me, kickoffs are a party. And that's what it's been. I thank all of you for coming. I can't thank you for what it's meant to me to know when they were trying to overturn our laws and keep us from getting statehood. I know who was there for me and for the District of Columbia, and this kickoff party is to thank you for being there for me. Whatever they tried to do to us, and they will try, and we are ready. We are ready for their next act. We've already, this Congress, beat back not one, not two, not three, but 4 attempts to wipe out all the gun laws of the District of Columbia. You did not succeed, and you will not prevail. 3 senators running for office decided that the best way to get the presidency is to introduce bills that would overturn laws of the District of Columbia. So this afternoon we say, Marco Rubio, you did not succeed. Rand Paul, you did not succeed. And Ted Cruz definitely did not succeed. But we don't want you to think all we do is to keep them from doing things to the District of Columbia. I want you to know that we negotiate as much as we fight. So when they cut our DC tag bill, tag is the tuition access grants, which have doubled college attendance in the District of Columbia. When they cut DC tag, our response was to get a 25% increase in total funding for DC tag this year. Our folks are going to college. With WMATA in trouble, you know, those buses and subways that I'm so glad so many of you took to get down here, they need money. And I'm so pleased that we were able to get a 25% increase over what they get anyway for WMATA, for our trains and our buses. And you know, our city always needs revenue, because these people come in here, they will not pay and will never pay commuter tax. So I look for other ways to raise funds. Right now, as I speak, there is construction going up in 6 sites in the District of Columbia from our bills. You are at one of them, the wharf. We want to say to the wharf how pleased we have been to kick off at a site that is going up and that came out of one of my bills. This is going to be a huge entertainment center, mixed use development of all kinds. What better place to kick off than at a place that is taking shape because of one of our bills. Go up the river just a little bit to the Southeast Federal Center, now called the Yards, and you will see another of our bills that has already created mixed use and is still in the process of development. Then go across town to Noma, and you'll see another community that our work took from a piece of vacant land and now has all kinds of entertainment and stores and apartments, and some of you live in some of those apartments. Then go on up to Ward 4 to the Walter Reed, the old Walter Reed site. It's another of our bills. That site is going to be developed so that Ward 4 has some stores to go to up in their own neighborhood. Then circle back down to the old post office downtown. The old post office is this historic, priceless building that was lying fallow with nobody doing nothing in it. It's now being developed into a hotel. And I really ask you, don't say the word, please. But I ask you, because I had nothing to do with that. I ask you to go with me to my pride and joy. For the first time ever, the federal government has crossed the Anacostia. And the biggest construction in the United States of America is underway on the St. Elizabeth's West campus. My friends, that's not a building, that's a complex of buildings that are going to revitalize Martin Luther King Avenue and give Martin Luther King Avenue the stores and the infrastructure, the places to eat that they have long hoped for. So, I'm so overwhelmed that with all the snow, you all didn't just stay away and go back to bed today. I don't know what to do. But I tell you that if you want a congresswoman who will continue to fight no matter who controls the Congress, if you want a congresswoman who has already broken all the records for co-sponsors for DC statehood,
all right.
If you want a congresswoman who will not rest until the District of Columbia becomes the 51st state of the United States